Movie franchise battles. Movie franchise battles. Hey guys! Today I'm doing another movie franchise battle. What I'm doing is I'm going to have Sean Connery's Bond films versus Roger Moore's Bond films in chronological order. So it's 7 each. First up, it's Dr. No, the very first Bond film, Sean Connery, versus Live and Let Die, Roger's first. Dr. No I've already reviewed on this channel. I'll give it a good review as well. I think it's slightly overrated though, but with it being the first one, there's a lot of interesting stuff to it. I like the spider scene. I think the character of Dr. No's great. He's a great villain. He's not in much though. And the trouble with this film is it's a little bit slower paced than the others. It could have done with a higher budget, especially the final, because the final set looks a bit cheap. But it is a good film. Live and Let Die has a real fresh look to it. Roger looks young. He was 45 when he made it, and he looks a lot younger. He looks in his 30s. Jane Seymour's great in it. She's one of the better Bond girls. I like the theme as well, by Paul McCartney, Wings. Great title song. I also like the score of the film. It's really good, really effective. It also has a lot of black actors in it because of blaxploitation at the time. So a really well made film. It's a little bit cheaper than usual though, because the budget's not as high. Which one do I like out of them two best? I think I'd go for Live and Let Die. It's just slightly better than Dr. No. That's Sean Connery 0, Roger Moore 1. Right, the second film, From Russia With Love versus The Man with the Golden Gun. I've just reviewed The Man with the Golden Gun, so if you want to see the review, check my channel out. So From Russia With Love, that's one of Sean Connery's best films. The train sequence with the train fight between Bond and Red Grant, that's amazing. That's one of the best sequences in the whole Bond franchise. Amazing that, and really violent for the time. It's a really good film. It goes slightly downhill after the train fight though, because you can't really top that. But it is an excellent film. The Man with the Golden Gun's got Christopher Lee in as the villain. Really good film. It's kind of fun. It's also not quite high a budget as usual. So out of them two films, I'd definitely say From Russia With Love's the better film. So that's 1 each. Now we get on to an interesting one. The third film, Goldfinger versus The Spy Who Loved Me. So they're bringing out the two top guns here. Two excellent classic films. And it does the theory about fans say the third film of each Bond's the best, and this kind of proves a point. Like Pierce Brosnan's third film, The World Is Not Enough, that's a great film. Daniel Craig's third film, Skyfall, the most successful Bond film. So there is a lot of truth to that theory. Anyway, Goldfinger, that's excellent. There's something about that film. It has a certain look about it. There's lots of backgrounds that have gold in. If you notice throughout the films, the theme of gold, like characters wear like gold looking clothes and stuff. And I think this is probably Sean Connery's best performance as Bond. He really has the right tone in this film. Serious and humour mixed. Goldfinger's excellent, great villain, and Oddjob's good. Bond's car's excellent. Great scene that where he uses all his gadgets. And the bit where he's on that table with the laser beam going to cut him in half. I'm always on edge when I watch that, even though I know he's going to get out of it. Because it comes so close to his groin, the laser. Whew.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
The Spy Who Loved Me, I think that's Roger Moore's best Bond film by far. That film's a work of art. It looks perfect. The locations look beautiful. Scene after scene's brilliant. Lewis Gilbert's an underrated director. He did an excellent job on this film. The character of Jaws is excellent. I love the Lotus and that scene with the car going underwater using all the gadgets and stuff. Roger's got some excellent scenes. There's a good serious bit where he's on about his wife being killed. And it has like an epic look, this film. Like they really did pull out all the stops for this film. It's excellent. It's strange because these two films are so good and they're fighting each other. I've got to give The Spy Who Loved Me the point though. It is a better film. It's weird that, because if Goldfinger was against any other film it'd win. But because it's up against The Spy Who Loved Me, it doesn't quite beat it. So that's 1 for Sean Connery, 2 for Roger Moore. The fourth film, Thunderball VS Moonraker. Thunderball's probably my favourite Sean Connery film. It's on an epic scale, it looks massive. And it was a really successful film. A lot of critics say the underwater sequences look slow, but I think that they look excellent, especially the final battle. It's quite violent as well. You see scenes with sharks. You see a scene where some guy gets a spear through his arm underwater, so it goes right through his arm. There's lots of stuff. Sean Connery hitting someone with a poker. Some excellent scenes in this film. It looks excellent. Moonraker. That's a strange film, that. It's bonkers. It's really over the top, but in a good way. I think it's slightly underrated, because Bond films aren't meant to be serious. They went all out with this one. Because of Star Wars, they thought it'd be a good idea to put Bond into space. And it still holds up today. There's some great model work. I also like the pre-title sequence where they shove Bond out of a plane and you see him falling without a parachute. Amazing that, how they filmed that. But out of these two films, I've definitely got to give it to Thunderball, because it's my favourite Connery. 2 each. Next up, You Only Live Twice against For Your Eyes Only. You Only Live Twice is really good. That's a massive film as well. I like Bond films when they do like big budget massive films. And the locations on this film are excellent. In Japan and stuff. There's an excellent set as well, the volcano set. Cost £1 million just to make the set, and that was a lot of money in them days. Donald Pleasance is in as Blofeld. He's really iconic. I think when people think of Blofeld, they think of his character. They do on the Austin Powers films. Like when they take the Mickey, they always use his image. Only trouble with this film, Connery's performance is he's not on form. So he's a bit bored with being Bond. So this is definitely his worst performance. On the other hand, For Your Eyes Only, Roger's one of his best performances. This film's really toned down after Moonraker. They wanted it a bit more realistic, like grounded it in a little bit of realism. I like the skate chase, that's really good. There's a lot of good things about this film. The bit where Roger Moore as Bond kicks the car over the hill, that's really good. He looks pretty serious doing that. But I think out of the two films, I think I'd go for You Only Live Twice as the better film, just because I love big budget Bond films, and it's so epic. You Only Live Twice. I've got to give the point to Sean Connery. So Sean Connery's in the lead, 3-2. Next up, Diamonds Are Forever against Octopussy. Diamonds Are Forever's probably my least favourite Sean Connery film, although it is a good laugh. There's a lot of good funny bits. There's a strange set of two assassins, these two gay men. They have lots of funny scenes in the film. One of them spraying perfume, and it's very witty. There's loads of good witty lines in this film. It's definitely his weakest. Whereas Octopussy, that's one of Roger Moore's better films. So it's another one of those big budget epic looking films. There's a lot of great scenes. I like the pre-title scene where he's in a little plane and he's dodging all these missiles. That's really good. There's one scene in Octopussy where a lot of fans don't like. It's when Roger Moore's got clown makeup and they say it's like stupid, but actually the scene's done in a serious way. He's defusing this bomb that's going to go off, and the scene's played dead serious even though he's got clown makeup on. And I think it's really effective, that, because you think with him being dressed as a clown it'd be like a funny scene, but it's done in such a serious way, played by Roger. Everyone else is fooling around because they don't know it's a bomb, but he does. And it's done so seriously, played by Roger, that you actually think that the bomb could go off. So I actually think that scene's one of the best in the film. So I think out of these two films, I'll give Octopussy the mark. So that's 3 each. So it's all down to this final film. The films are Never Say Never Again versus View to a Kill. Never Say Never Again I've reviewed on the channel. I really enjoyed it when I watched it. It's a remake of Thunderball. Connery seems to be having loads of fun in this film. It's really good. I like the bike sequence where they're chasing him on this bike and it's got gadgets and stuff. That's really good. But you can tell it's not made by the usual people, and a bit of a lack of budget as well. So it kind of spoils it, especially towards the end. A View to a Kill, that's Roger's last Bond film. It's one of his weakest, probably his weakest Bond film. I like the theme song of A View to a Kill by Duran Duran. That's really good, it gets you excited. There is a lot of good scenes in the film. It's also surprisingly violent as well. There's lots of scenes where the main villain's shooting down these people with a machine gun. There's also some guy gets shot in the office and gets a bullet in his forehead. I think Roger Moore once said that he thought it was a bit too violent, his last film as well. It's a crazy film. I think even though Roger Moore was 57 when he was making it, he still looks okay. The only trouble is he was teamed with this younger Bond girl, and she looks really young. If they'd have got someone sort of like Maud Adams' age, it wouldn't be so bad. But because she's like so young, like the age difference looks bad. But it's still a good film. So out of those two films, I've got to give it to A View to a Kill. So Roger Moore won 4-3. These two are both brilliant Bonds. It's hard to judge who's best. Sadly, both actors aren't with us anymore. But really two excellent Bonds. So, bye everyone. See you next time. Bye. Bye.